Hi everyone, I'm Gemma. I'm a tarot reader, but it's not something I do professionally. It is something that I have learnt by myself to help myself through my own spiritual awakening and journey over the last couple of years. I am an energy reader. So what I do is I tune into the frequencies of energy around you. So it could be around energetic shifts happening universally, or it can be in astrology, or it can be the energy around a person. So I can plug into somebody's energy or your energy. I can look at what's going on now, what's happened in the past, advice and guidance for the future. And mostly I'm able to just kind of give you a bit of a bird's eye view about what's happening in a situation or a scenario in your life, right? So I'm going to start by saying that I don't actually know what this particular reading is going to be about, because I want to ask Spirit what message I should be giving right now. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this deck here, which is one of my favorite decks in the whole world. It's the most loving, gorgeous deck, like oracle deck I've ever had. It's called Postcards from Spirit, as you can see, by Colette Baron Reid. This deck is basically as if it were coming from your past over loved ones or your spirit team, your angels, whoever you resonate or feel is there supporting you in the ethers. That's where these messages for this deck are coming from. So I'm going to ask for the theme for this reading from this deck, and then I will use these two good old-fashioned tarot decks. So you've got the Witch's Tarot, then you've got this one, which is an old Rider-Waite tarot, for the main outline, and then I'm going to use my little deck to help clarify and give advice. So this is a personalized deck that I'm making. So you've got here Gemma's little deck of what should I do now. So if you haven't seen these, I'm sure you'll see them about. So with that, I'm going to just point you to the table. There we go. And let's get on and see what this reading is going to be about. So I have loads of oracle decks that I've been using for years and years and years, like 7 years. I think I've been dependent on oracle decks. And tarot, I've sort of taught myself in the last year and a half. I started watching YouTube readers and just kind of picked it up from there. Got my first tarot deck, which I think was this one actually, or it might have been something else, but I can't remember now. But yeah, and I just sort of realized that I'm really connected with the tarot. I love the romance of it. I love the imagery. There are so many decks now that have like the most incredible artwork you've ever seen. You know, they're traditional ones, and there are ones that are just completely off the wall. But they all have, even though they have the tarot messages, they all have their own kind of unique spin on it, which gives you another dimension of being able to read energy. So it's really, really cool. So let's do this. Okay, can you guys see? I'm just going to move that here. Right, so I'm closing my eyes and I am just going to pick this one. Whoop, one card. This one. Okay. I'm being told to save these two for later. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. What means save it for later. Right, let's see. This is the theme of our reading. Okay, so this is the postcard. Let me read it to you guys. It says, "Dearest you, are you taking yourself and your problems too seriously? Maybe fear of the future is weighing on you. We would like you to take a little break from all that and start having fun. When you stop fixating on what has been making you heavy-hearted, we get a chance to move some magic in your direction. We just need you to let go a little. Spirit needs some room and gets very inspired by your laughter when you have fun. When was the last time you really got loose, silly, giggly and goofy? Maybe you need to go dancing or watch something very funny to make you laugh, or call the one friend you know who will remind you how ridiculous and delightfully giddy you are and can be. You will return refreshed and renewed and ready to once again see the world as less daunting, and you will be ready to receive in perfect timing the bounty that Spirit has for you. Don't you just love how much we care about you? So, sorry for my terrible reading skills. This card is basically saying, and I love this card because it's basically saying that you're, if something has happened in the past, right, or there is something going on in your life that's really burdensome, that's really heavy, and that you're struggling with, if you can just drop it, right, just drop it, go and have some fun whilst you're away, right, whilst you're away having fun, you're leaving all this space for Spirit to come in and make it better, to fix it, right? And this is, I mean, that's a beautiful example in that scenario, but it's in all scenarios. You know what it's like? It's like when you're trying to create, you're trying to draw. Like, I'm an artist, right? So I draw. Sometimes I hit a wall in my drawings. You know, I've been drawing for 20 hours straight, and, you know, I can't see what I'm doing anymore. And I used to try and persevere and like fight through it, keep going, and then you'd kind of make it worse because you're starting to feel anxious about not being able to get the result you want, right? And now I learned the hard way that you have to get up and walk away, right? You have to look away. You have to do something completely different. You have to raise your vibration so that when you come back, you can now see very clearly what lines need to be drawn and what lines need to be removed, right? You can see where you're going wrong, what's out of perspective and what's out of proportion. And it's that type of feeling. It's a feeling of, you know, just let go, just drop the weight and go and have some fun. And when you come back, things will be different. You'll see them differently. And I genuinely do believe this, because I believe that our spirit teams are never far away. We just have to call on them. But, you know, you might come back and find out that it's somehow solved itself. I mean, miracles do happen. They do happen. So with that, I'm going to put that little card there where you can't see it at all anyway. Let's put this down just a bit. There you go. So more on the table now. I'm going to use this deck. So this is my Old Faithful. It's very old and faithful. I'm going to do 2 lines, right? I'm going to have past energy. So we're going to look at what has happened in the past, what you've learned from it. And then I'm going to do current energy, right? To see a little bit, dive a little bit more into that card. Why are they saying, you know, drop it, walk away, leave it alone? See how the devil flipped out in reverse there, which is about letting go of something you're obsessed with, letting go of something that might have been toxic to you, or might have been felt like a trap, like you were trapped in it. And then we're going to do some advice for the future. So I don't tend to read future energies. Sometimes I will naturally do like, what will the outcome be? But future is very difficult to read because there's no such thing as being able to tell the future. The reason for that is because as humans, we have free will. And no matter what the heart wants, no matter what the soul wants, the ego mind, the monkey mind, is the one that tells you where to walk, what words to say, you know, what to focus on, what to try not to focus on. So free will always, unfortunately, is able to change what destiny wants you to do, so, and what your heart wants you to do. So I don't read future energies for that reason, but possible outcomes, you know, why on earth not? Right, so let's see. Bottom of the deck, we have got the 3 of Cups, which is about reunion. It's about celebration. It's about being very social, about having fun, actually. The 3 of Cups is about having fun. There's definitely a feeling of go and have some fun, right? Just forget your problems and go and have some fun. I'm hearing a song in my head, but I can't remember what it is. We have got the Emperor and Strength, right? And I'm getting a very, this is past energy. I'm getting a very, like, I'm trying to control everything energy from that. We have got a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Pentacles. I'm trying to use logic to, they're facing each other, these queens. So it's like a standoff, like a Mexican standoff. I'm trying to use logic without actually doing anything physical with it. You know when you're like in analysis paralysis, yeah, because there are so many options. There are so many options. So this does already feel quite burdensome. It feels like literally trying to control everything, because there are so many options, you know, and you don't want to, you want to navigate it the right way because you want success. So someone is clinging on to something too tight, basically. Remember, this could be about you, or this could be anyone in your energetic circle as well. So you could be cross-watching this reading for someone else. All right, what else are we saying about the past, please? There was something very positive there. So it was something that would have been very, very positive. Anything else, please, for the past? It would have given you the ability to move into calmer waters. It would have given you leadership, and balance and reciprocity. It would have given you financial payout, but in a healthy way. But you maybe, and this could actually be slipping a little bit into the present energy, but maybe you were clinging on to it so tight. So remember, this could be financial, this could be about love, right? Let me try and give you a scenario. If it's financial, then it's, let's say you've started a business and you're putting so much thought into the business and that you want it to go in a certain direction, and you're clinging on to it going in a certain direction so tightly that, you know, it can't even breathe. So nothing's happening because you're so desperate for it to be successful in the way that you think it should be successful. But maybe that's not where it will be successful. Maybe it's going to be successful in a completely other direction that you haven't considered and you wouldn't know about because you're so tunnel visioned on where you think it should be. If it's a love relationship, you've met someone, you've fallen in love, you adore them, but you're trying to control every single thing they do because you know the potential. I can see the potential in this relationship. I can see where it's going. I can even hear how my voice has changed to being really tense, right? My throat chakra is sort of tensed up. You know, I must control this situation. I must design the outcome, right? As humans, our egos want us to control outcomes, but that's not what we are innately supposed to do. What we're supposed to do is be part of the universal creation, right? You don't go into the garden and see that the sunflowers have decided that today they don't want to face the sun, right? You don't go in there and tell the weeds that they can't grow anymore. Like you know, that's the bad analogy, but you know what I mean? Like you go into a garden or you go into the Amazon rainforest and you see the abundance of plants, and they've grown in the direction that they've grown in, and nobody's telling them they're right or wrong. They're exactly where they should be and they're perfect. And that's who we should be as humans, right? We should be going with the flow. We should be letting life take us, you know, instead of fitting the ocean in a teacup. You're supposed to jump in the teacup and let the ocean take you. You know, let the winds take you to where you want to go, right? Because you can't fit the ocean in a teacup, and you can't design and control outcomes because there might be other opportunities that you haven't seen. So this feels like it's actually something really positive, but you're clinging on so tight that nothing's moving. There's no movement. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. There's no movement. It's caused a standstill. Like I say, there's a Mexican standoff here between the mind and the physical world. You need to have more faith in spirit, right? You need to have more faith in spirit, and you have to have more faith that this is guided, and just release your grip just a little bit. So let's look at the current energy. Let's see what this is all about. I'm going to change the deck. You know what? I'm going to use this one. I can't even remember what this deck is called. I've got the box upstairs. I think it's called Beautiful Creatures by... Oh, God, who's it by? It begins with L. I'll try and find it and I'll have it, like, write it somewhere on there. But this deck is really lovely because not only is the artwork insanely beautiful, this is a tarot deck. It's also got its own, it's got a little keyword on each card that gives you, like I was saying before, like a different dimension to what the tarot card in itself means. So there's quite a few different interpretations these cards can be. They're quite hard to shuffle. I have tiny hands. But let's have a look. So we are going to go for current energy, right? So current energy, let's see a little bit more about what this is for you. Guys, please take this as it resonates. If it comes out that it's love, but for you it makes sense for business, go with it. Yeah, go with the message. It can't be the same message for everyone. Energies do change and they shift the same way, but they manifest differently in all our lives, all through our own perceptions. How we live our lives, how we interpret our thoughts, that's how our lives manifest, through our thoughts. So the energy will change for everybody. Right, we've got King of Swords, logic. So again, you're still in your head. A lot of thinking about the past, memories, Six of Cups. There's a lot of thinking about the past here. Current energy, this is, remember. And there's a lot of confusion. And then Page of Cups says inventiveness. So Two of Swords is actually in the normal tarot. It's a bit of it is actually a stalemate. You know, it's a woman with a blindfold on, and she's kind of got the swords like that, a bit like Wonder Woman. Don't want to see, don't want to hear, not moving. I don't want to know anything. But in this card, you've got these two here, right? You've got the bunny that symbolizes fertility. You've got sunflowers. How funny! I just mentioned sunflowers. You've got a chicken there. Not sure what that means. Chicken and the egg, maybe. What came first? So that type of analysis paralysis, which is in line with the Two of Swords, and you've got confusion down here. So you're trying to find a way out of. Oops, sorry, with the table. You're trying to find a way out of this confusion. So there's something about the past that you're looking at that's causing confusion, that's got you stuck, right, in whatever it is that you're trying to do and achieve, right? We've got the King of Cups, which is again in the normal tarot, he's a very romantic, emotionally intelligent king. So he knows what his heart wants. He doesn't always speak his emotions, but he knows what his heart wants. He knows how to follow his heart. Nothing will stop him. He's very expressive when he needs to be, right? His brain doesn't stop him. Logic doesn't stop him. Logic, his brain facilitates his heart, which is what we should be doing, right? Our brain should facilitate our heart, not the other way around, where it tells our heart to shut up and then goes after what you don't really want. So there's a King of Cups here, and then there's the Three of Wands, which says patience underneath. Again, in the normal tarot, I would read the Three of Wands as waiting for ships to come in. In this card, in this deck, they've called it patience. I think I had one flip there that was, did I? No, it will show itself again. Right, let's see what else. Oh, there it is. And then we have got the Habit, which is in reverse, which is the devil energy in reverse. Didn't that come out when I was shuffling the devil in reverse? About letting go of the past, letting go of something heavy and toxic that was keeping you trapped. So it's come out in reverse again, right? So in the current situation, you are still thinking. I'm thinking about the past. I'm thinking about what, you know, what has happened, and I feel very stuck. I know what I really want. I know what I really want to do, but I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. But I feel like maybe you have now. Let's go to another deck. I feel like you have now. I'm jumping from deck to deck because I need the extra cards. Like if the cards need to repeat, I need to see them. I think you might already have let go of this past energy where you were clinging on so tight. So you've sort of loosened your grip a little bit. But as the original card said, you know, you need to literally just, not just loosen your grip, like you're starting to see and feel what is the direction that you need to go into, but you need to literally like drop it and walk away. It's like a creative block. You've got, like I said with my drawing, you've got to get up, walk away, do something else, put some stupid music on, watch some Michael McIntyre on YouTube, which always works for me. Watch something ridiculous on Netflix, or watch a documentary that will get you kind of into some escapism of the mind. Do something artistic even, you know, just get some space from it basically. We've got the Lovers in reverse at the bottom of the deck, which is, the Lovers is the choice, right? So the Lovers card was originally called the choice. It's choices in love, right? Choices from the heart. So let's keep going. All right, let's clarify. Can you have a clarifier for the King of Swords, please? Right, the Four of Swords and Temperance. Not being able to completely come out your head, not being able to balance this continuous overthinking. Six of Cups, please. We've got the dropping the burdens of the past. So Six of Cups was clarified by the Ten of Wands in reverse. So it's not being able to drop burdens from the past and conflict. Burdens and conflict from the past. This is where you are now, remember. So whatever happened in the past, you clung on too tight. You were logic versus actually doing anything, which made nothing happen. It could have been amazing and incredible, but it was stunted, right? It was completely stunted because you tried to control it too much. You tried to control it and you basically strangled it to death. Now, you're still in a battle between head and heart, right? You're letting go of whatever conflict and burdens happened in the past. So that's fantastic, right? Page of Cups, please. Page of Cups is about, funny, is about moving on from the past. So you've got the Six of Cups here. Can you see where I'm pointing? And then next, that's the card I was clarifying, and it's come out, that one. First one has come out in reverse. Wheel of Fortune, Six of Cups. So moving on. It's about moving on from whatever happened in the past. You've got to let go of this energy here. This clinging on to everything, trying to control every outcome. You've got to let go of that. Two of Swords, please. What's the Two of Swords? Two of Swords is what, you know, confusion about what didn't work out and why it didn't work out, because it should have been very emotionally fulfilling. It should have been something that you could have built into the Ten of Cups. That's what it should have been. It should have been a team work effort. It could be a partnership, you know, a failed relationship, you know, that didn't go anywhere, that could have become the Ten of Cups. You know, this person could have been your Ten of Cups. It could have been a business that didn't work out because it didn't go anywhere, that would have been your Ten of Cups. It would have been a completely emotionally fulfilling everything you ever wanted. King of Cups, please. King of Cups, we've got the Tower in reverse. Your heart is broken wide open. So your heart chakra is open. Again, doesn't mean it's love. It just means that you're not guarded anymore. So this top row here where you've tried to control everything is because you're guarded, right? You're not prepared to be vulnerable enough to just go with the flow. You have to control everything because you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to fail, right? That's being guarded. Now your heart's open. You know, you understand that vulnerability is actually power. That's where your power comes from, not the mind trying to control everything. Power comes from vulnerability because that's where your strength is. Remember, your strength is in you, not in your brain. Nine of Cups in reverse. Hold on. With Devil in reverse again, third time. Devil in reverse again with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Whatever happened in the past, this letting go of this devil energy, letting go of this Nine of Cups. I think it came out here actually, the Nine of Cups. Did it? Oh, I don't know, but whatever it was that you thought was going to make you happy, like you've let go of that. Because it didn't make you happy. You let go of it, and now your heart's open to something, right? Three of Wands, please. What's the Three of Wands? Is letting go of trying to control decisions, letting go of continuously saying, we've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, this has to be this way, this has to be that way. Letting go of that. And then again, Devil in reverse is the last card I'm clarifying. I know, sorry guys, you can't even see the table. Devil in reverse, again, please, what's this for current energy? Empress in reverse, stagnated creation, so creation not being happening, not being birthed, and the confusion about it. It's the same thing, really. You haven't really moved, right? Okay, so now I'm beginning to understand it. There hasn't really been a major shift. It's almost like a little bottle of sand, right? Imagine a little bottle of sand that's wet. And you know when sand gets wet, it gets really heavy and it clogs up, right? And then if you open the lid and you just kind of like dig at the sand and move some around, and you move enough of it around and make enough space, and then it starts to move around in the bottle. Like, so you take some sand out basically, and then it starts to dry and it will start to move about in there. It feels like that's as far as you've got. So rather than just like smashing a bottle on the floor and then all the sand goes everywhere and then you go and get a new bottle, right, and start again. It's like you're still trapped in that old cycle of clinging on and trying to control the outcome, trying to control everything. And that failed before, and you see now that it failed, right? And you're dropping it, but very slowly, not dropping it enough. And Spirit's saying, you know, come on, mate, just let go. Let go and we'll sort it for you. But you have to trust us because you're clinging to it so tight, it can't breathe. And you're still doing it. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. You're still doing it. What time is it? 26 minutes. I'm going to pull some advice cards, and then I want to read those two. You know, these two postcards that came out, that fell out. I want to read those because they fell out for a reason. So I'm going to use my little deck. Oops, wow, okay, we're not having those, they just slipped out. I want some advice cards for you right now. We're a split it, we've got fear is an illusion. Right, let's have a look. So some advice, please. We've got, yes, it's fine, ask no more questions. So what this is saying to me is that you've got to stop trying to plan for a future that hasn't happened yet and let it be. Let the seed grow as it grows. Sorry, that's my neighbour moving furniture about. Let the seed grow as it grows, right? Let the sun, the rain, the wind, the insects all work in perfect unison, right? As they should be, as Mother Earth intends them to be, so that the seed grows as it grows. Got to let go of trying to control where the seed grows, how the seed grows. You can't. There's too many elements involved. It is time to change. Time for change. Remove anything that is negatively attached to the past. If that doesn't say what this whole reading's about, I don't know what does. You've got to stop this old behavior. This is a behavior. This is a behavior of yours, a behavior pattern of clinging on to something from the past that you know, I always did it this way, so I'm not going to change, but all it's done is cause you stress and worry and panic. And at the end of the day, you know, if you don't let go, you might miss an opportunity for something incredible to come out of this, something even better to come out of it. Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. So again, take it as it resonates. Could be love, and it could be business, it could be anything. It could be anything. Take it as it. Whatever the situation that you're clinging too much to is, that's what it's about. We've got what you're feeling is accurate, right? Follow your heart, not your mind, and someone will help you get clarity. That's spirit. Spirit will help you get clarity, but your heart already knows. Your heart already knows what it wants. Your heart already knows what you know, intuitively you know where you're going. But you're trying to control it with your brain, and it's not, you know, your brain doesn't, right? The brain can't know what it hasn't experienced. The brain's a muscle, right? The brain only knows what it's been taught, what it's seen, what it's can imagine itself, right? The brain isn't eternal. It's literally just part of the human body. I mean, our brains are, you know, our human bodies are miracles, of course, but still, even then, the brain can't know what it hasn't experienced yet. You know, if I asked you what that little town in Timbuktu was called, well, it was called Timbuktu, but you know where I'm going with this. What's the little house look like with the blue door? You'd be like, I don't know, I've never been there, right? That's exactly what the brain is, right? The brain. But then if I told you, what does your neighbour's front door look like, you might be able to tell me, because your brain's seen a neighbour's front door but hasn't seen the house that I'm talking about in Timbuktu. It's that type of feeling. You've got to just be explorative. You've got to be explorative, and that's the best way to live as well. Why would you want to know everything? Why do you want a blueprint for life? Why would you want that? How would you ever experience life on all its blessings if you know, like, if you're designing it? You know, how would you ever have anything surprise you or learn anything new about yourself if you're following some sort of like script that you think you need to have? And you're only controlling it out of fear, right? You're only controlling it out of fear. Show affection and put music on. So the reason I put this card in a deck is because for me, a lot of my messages come through music. I wake up in the morning with songs in my head that I have not heard in years, and then I'll look at the lyrics and I'll see that they're a message for me. So a lot of people channel through music, and I'm often given music. So I have this card in a deck because I will say something like, I'm not going to say it because my phone will go off, but hey, SIRI, can you play a random song? And usually that's the messages in the song. Or Alexa, you know, hey Alexa, can you, I'm whispering because she's outside the door, hey Alexa, can you play a random song? And it will tell me, it will just play a random song and the message is in the song somewhere, right? But what I'm getting here is either that, you can try that and see if it helps you, or also there might be a song that's in your mind at the moment, that's like, you know, when it's on your mind, there might be a message in that song that you're thinking of right now, that it's current. It's something current, maybe. Bottom of the deck, listen to your intuition, right? Your heart knows. Your heart knows where it's going. Your higher self knows where it's going, and your brain is trying to control the journey. And you can't let your higher self drive. Get in the back of the limo. Have a laugh and see where your higher self takes you. And when you get out of the car, you'll be like, wow, I didn't know we were coming here. It's even better than I even thought I could plan, you know. Right, we have got 2 more postcards that we're going to read now. Sorry in advance for my reading if it's terrible. Right, we've got the first one. Dearest you, if you will allow your awareness to settle in, you will hear us whispering sweetness and encouragement to you. You will know the truth of things that cannot be discerned through the material world, right? That's these cards. Fighting with your logic and the physical, right? Fighting to make what's in your brain material, and it hasn't worked. It was a Mexican standoff. The receiver of this kind of essential knowing is your intuition. Listen to your intuition, right? Which is not your sixth sense, but your first primary navigational system of your soul. You are entering the age of consciousness. It's time to accept that the paranormal is normal. Human beings are multisensory, multidimensional beings. Spirit infuses all things, and your soul's job is to discover those essential truths here on earth, where we all agree to play. Today, trust your spidey sense. Read between the lines, tune into the stories behind the stories, and your world will show you miracles. Fear not, for we are right here, and Spirit loves you. Trust trust the invisible. Look at that, how gorgeous. Do you see you have an entire team supporting you? You've got to let go. You have got to let go, and like, I don't know who your higher power is, whatever, we'll call him God. Let go and let God, right? You have to, right? The next card. Dearest you, as you think, so will you experience life. Thoughts are that powerful and they need minding. Let the unruly, chaotic ones settle down so they serve, Let the unruly, chaotic ones settle down so they serve you or get released instead of wreaking havoc. These thoughts arise when connected to the energy of fear and often masquerade as the truth. Yet the real truth is that essentially all is well. Of course you have thoughts that are positive, strong, organised, accepting, creative, open and so on. Those are the ones we want you to keep thinking, and they have a less frantic quality. They are stimulating in a good way and don't get away from you. How do you keep your inner eye on your thoughts? Meditate and leave judgment out of the mix. Everyone has those fearful thoughts. Love them, love yourself, and then choose the thoughts you want the world to reflect back in your life. Life is not as hard as you think. Loving you so much. I think this is pretty crystal clear then, guys. What I would say here is that you are still stuck in your head about something that you was holding on to it so tight, and it has so much potential, but it hasn't gone anywhere, and you're still there. You're still there. You're releasing your grip a little bit, and Spirit's saying you're not doing it enough. You've got to let go, right? You have got to let go, because this could be the most wonderful thing, and it is divinely guided, right? It is divinely guided. We are here, and we want you just to break free, let go of the branch you're clinging to, let the water take you, right? Like this, you know, a little happy kid on a horse. Sunflowers again, let's see. Maybe sunflowers resonates for one of you, but there's so much positivity ahead of you, but you are clinging so hard to whatever happened in the past and trying to control the future that it's not manifesting. It can't breathe. It can't breathe. You have got to let go, and I know it might be hard, but you've got to get up and walk away. Get up and walk away. Just don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. And when spirit whispers in your ear and says, right now, take a leap of faith. Don't go into analysis paralysis again. You know, oh God, what happens if I do? What then? What will the consequences be? You don't know what the consequences will be, because it hasn't happened yet, right? You can't live in the future. It doesn't exist. You can't live in the past. It doesn't exist. Now exists. And actually, a really good book I can recommend for you guys, if anybody has never heard of it, everybody's mostly heard of it, but if you haven't read it or you download it on Audible, The Power of Now, which is incredible. It's such a good, he's Eckhart Tolle, and he's such an incredible teacher and spiritual guide. He's a gift. He's a literal spiritual gift, especially for us in the spiritual community, right? Anyone watching this video will resonate with that. You know, to teach you how to live in the moment. You know, that it's this moment that creates the future, not planning the future in this moment. It's living this moment that creates the future. So you have to let go to whatever you're clinging to. Spirit is really giving you a big old kick in the bottom to do this, and a great big green light. Go and have some fun. Forget it for a minute. Just go and be stupid. Come back with fresh eyes. And my God, you're going to see something incredible. And I'm really feeling like I need to cut this deck and just see what card's going to come out. So I'm just going to, let's see. Transition. Right. Things will change. Transition. Things are going to change and move very quickly. The Eight of Wands is a very, very strong energy of, once the arrows, I mean, you can't see in this deck because of this deck, but when the arrows are in motion, the Eight of Wands is like loads of arrows going through the sky, and once you let go of those arrows, you know, once they shoot those arrows, they're gone. You know, there's nothing stopping them. It's unstoppable momentum, and things will change. You know, put an end to the old cycle, and you're going to have victory, triumph. Six of Wands. Right. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that you found it useful. For anyone that it resonated with, I wish you so much courage Go be powerful and let go so you can really be powerful. All right. Lots of love.